The National Assembly comes alive as Parliament resumes after a 2-month recess. The Senate President Bukola Saraki calls on the executive arm of government to raise capital from the sale of the nation's assets and other sources to shore up its depleted reserves. The Senate President recommends several other measures to address the country's economic challenges, namely to include part sale of the NLNG holdings, reduction of government share in upstream oil joint venture operations, and the sale of government stake in financial institutions.
The executive must raise capital from asset sales and other sources to shore up foreign reserves. The measures should include sales of holdings in liquid natural gas investment, reduction of government share in upstream oil venture operations, and sale of government stake in financial institutions, privatization and concession of airports. The executive must consider tweaking the pension funds policy within international best practices to accommodate for investment in infrastructure and mortgages.
In the House of Representatives, although the Speaker did not delve into economic challenges facing the country, it is obvious that the recession is on the minds of some lawmakers.
I'm very sure that the issue of economy will take the front burner on the floor of the House. Anywhere in the world, the Parliament is like a catalyst that stirs up economy in such situations like this.
The economy is passing through some challenges, and we know that all the arms of government have a role to play. Now, we are going to focus more on what we need to do to support the executive to ensure that Nigerians are pulled out of, or Nigerian economy is pulled out of recession.
As it is, the federal government is set to inject an additional 350 billion naira into the economy and raise $1 billion from Euro bonds by mid-December to ease the recession. The Minister of Finance, who disclosed this, says it would be an additional funding to the initial 420 billion naira that was released in May primarily for capital projects.
We are raising money. As you know, the Eurobond capital raise is on. We're about to appoint our advisors, so we'll be raising an additional $1 billion. 2 weeks ago, we approved the external borrowing plan. That was very important because if you remember when we said we would borrow, we said we would borrow the cheapest money first. We have approvals in that plan from the World Bank, from ADB, from GCA, with interest rates as low as 1.5% and tenures as long as 40 years to intervene in some specific areas, which include agriculture, education, health, rebuilding of the Northeast, and there are a lot of, and of course the railway projects that are very key to what we're doing. So there's a lot of activity going on. The issue with fiscal initiatives is that there's always a lag. There's always a time difference between when you release money and when it has an effect. And what we're trying to do now is to work on how we can shorten that lag. Some of those delays are in the procurement processes. We're working on that. We're working with the ministries to try and speed things up. Quite a lot has gone on defense because we needed to rebuild and retool the capability of our army, particularly to continue with the efforts in the Northeast. Interior, transport. I'm sure you've seen activity has resumed on the abandoned airport project, the 4 international airport projects. We have funded those. Agriculture, of course, has received significant funding because of the time sensitivity of agriculture and because of the fact that food price was rising and we needed to intervene. There will also be funding of about 60 billion to the social intervention program. And that's very important in terms of putting money into people's pockets.